Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. Happy Monday to you here. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin, see what's going on for the moment, and kind of just walk through what happened yesterday and obviously what will happen perhaps here in the future. So all good stuff here in that sense. If you're new to the channel, not a financial advisor, just loving teaching people how to trade. I've been doing this for years and I can tell you it's a really awesome experience. I have a trading community with an academy that you can kind of learn and grow as a trader yourself. But more importantly, have somebody to support you and a good group of folks. We got an amazing community. And I also send out signals for every single trade that I take so you can kind of help understand how to structure your trades. All right, so taking a look here at Bitcoin, first and foremost, just going to stick to the standard stuff here for the moment. We're underneath the 50-day set moving average. We have been for a little while. That's going to continue to work as a potential resistance. It's trending right around 40,200, which is another key level resistance by Fibonacci. Now, taking a look here, though, as well at some of the things that occurred here recently. So I redrew this trend line because the trend line was kind of moving up here, so to speak, kind of concurrent with the previous price action. We lost that potential support yesterday, but that was literally like 15 minutes before the close. It dumped at the last second. Today, we've made a rally to come back up. So to me personally, it's almost as if that didn't happen. If we get a close above 38,800, we're going to be in pretty good shape here. Even still, this new trend line, which isn't too much different than the past, is still effectively increasing from here, right? So no matter how you look at it, we're still in very good shape in that sense, and losing that potential support from before isn't necessarily an adverse consideration because of the fact that we're still in good shape here in the ascending time frame. Now, one thing to note as well, and this is something we just got to address too, is the elephant in the room, right? We do have lower lows printed by Bitcoin on the daily, okay? So that's never truly advantageous. It could imply that we're coming down and potentially going to be trending more so closer to 37 to 38,000 in that range perhaps, but we're still a little early to tell. We'll find out if there's any other indicators kind of telling us what's going to happen with that. But generally speaking, that's never a great sign, but we've got a good and a bad sign. We're making lower lows and lower highs technically, right? Because again, we got the lower highs here as well. So in order to break this channel, we need this next high to be higher than right around 42,000. Okay, so our next push needs to be above 42,000, and we would be back on track. But for right now, we just got to acknowledge the fact that we got a nice ascending type of pattern, which is still holding true, minus the fact that we are making lower lows and lower highs. Those are both essentially canceling each other out in a lot of ways. All right, taking a look at the RSI, still stuck under 50, so until we get a close above 40,000, we'll probably still be under 50. That's kind of the way it goes. So, we're tentatively still in the doghouse. I'd say there's a slightly more consideration for a downside push than an upside push here based on some of these factors, because lower highs and lower lows, in addition to being stuck under a key level resistance, as well as under the 50-day SMA, the only thing we really have going for us is this trend line. And that's not something you want to put everything into, if that makes sense. It's still very valid, but it's definitely not the most important, okay? So again, one-day chart doesn't look fantastic for Bitcoin. It looks more so like it's willing to break down than an up, but again, this is an interesting pattern the way that we're seeing this here. This sharp increase, sharp decrease, consolidation, and repeat. I mean, at this rate, we're just going to go ahead and see a little guy here, and then who knows, right? So it's interesting the way that this is transitioning, but needless to say, we're underneath both moving averages here on the 4-hour as well, and we can't seem to break above the 50. It keeps trying, but it keeps getting rejected. So I would say a good, solid, clean break above the 50 and a close, maybe 8 hours worth of close, 2 candlesticks, on top of the 50-day SMA on the 4-hour would be a great start. That'd put us up over 50 on the RSI and potentially even get this MACD to converge a lot stronger. Okay, so again, it's neither here nor there, but it's not bad, but also not good. I know, I'm sorry, that sounds very contradictory, but it's hard to have a lot of confidence in the price increasing when there's not a lot of factors kind of influencing that. Yes, we had a MACD convergence, and it kind of was uneventful. There is more likelihood to break to the upside because it doesn't seem to be overextended. In fact, let's go ahead and see there. Looking at TD sequential, we came up to a 9, back down to a 3, got a reset, etc. So we're going to probably be in a state of consolidation for a little while. This week's going to be interesting too, because we do have potential for news, I believe, tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, with the inflation. If I recall correctly, the 15th of March, we're supposed to know more specifically when that happens, or that's going to just be the official release. I think it's already baked in, honestly, but we might see some type of turbulence this week. So if there is a push to the downside, that'll likely be the catalyst. But just note that that shouldn't last too long, because in the past here, anytime we've had a decrease based on significant news, it's rallied back up to this same price point. So we keep getting this average of about 38, 39,000 pretty consistently. So I would say that we're still probably going to be channel trading for a little while. But for right now, there's no indication here that we're going to see a significant increase or decrease based on what I've seen here so far. Let's see if the cloud is telling us something here. This is a positive thing here, and this actually could work out favorably. And this is something I usually try to look at and make sure it's always part of my trading technique. In other words, we're very close to being just naturally back above the cloud. Okay, that basically just means that the average price has been below for some time, and it needs to kind of correct itself and come back above. And if we come over here and we clear the 1 hour, which we should soon, looks like we're on target for that, we got to acknowledge that the conversion line is above the baseline, right? That's a second positive, and I can hardly see it, but it's right here. The lagging span is it's stuck in the price action, so it's not a free and clear price action. So in other words, what we want to look for is a price to kind of break above here, somewhere in the range of 39.2 or higher. If we can get a close just in the 1 day candlestick around 39.2, then that would put the lagging span naturally right here. And then we'd be free and clear of the price action. We'd be able to have that increase in price. So I think it's inevitable right now, based on this here alone, that Bitcoin should increase, pending we don't lose this support level here at 38,800. So if we can continue to progress sideways here at 38.8, we'd have a slow progression to be able to just naturally be back above the cloud, and then we'd have a buy signal. So that we should occur or see that here soon. So I'd say pay attention to the Ichimoku cloud in the next 3 to 4 hours and see essentially where we're at that point, because we should have all three indications of a buy signal once that breaks free. Okay, so this is a positive here in that sense. It's definitely helping us understand that a long consideration here or a position to the upside would be more advantageous than trying to short at this time. Okay, and I'd much rather trust the Ichimoku cloud. It's done me tremendously better than any other indicator out there. So to me, Ichimoku cloud on the 1 hour is a very, very good indication of the fact that we have that shift in momentum. You combine this with the 4 hour MACD convergence from recent, and I think we're likely to see something happen. So again, good stuff there in that sense. I would say that, prepare yourself for a potential increase here based on that sentiment alone. It may not be phenomenal or significant. It may only come up to 39.5, 39.6, preferably a break above 40,200 and close above. But we can see that this has worked. 40,200 has worked as a resistance level previously too. So, there is a chance we're going to get some rejection there as well. But once again, we'll find out here soon. So again, all in all, the big picture, the 1 day doesn't look great. Okay, just a quick summary, not looking great on the 1 day, printing lower highs and lower lows. Okay, we do have a nice ascending pattern still forming, right? We're still essentially, in control. Even though, yes, the previous one was a little bit higher, this one here at this point is not bad either. It's still working within the ascending type of pattern. Okay, so again, not great on the 1 day in general. I would say that we have less benefit on the 1 day. But we do have a MACD convergence on the 4 hour. If we can get the 1 hour Ichimoku cloud, the breakthrough above, that would put us above the key level resistance of the 50 on the actual 4 hour time frame, both the RSI and the moving average, and that would work as a support level, push the price action higher, and get us into a position where the 1 day candlestick can continue to eventually close above 40,200. We get to close above 40,200, and then again 42,000. We'll be in very, very good shape to be back on the upside. But I would just say cautiously optimistic this week here based on the news. I think it's already baked in. We're probably not going to see a significant decrease, but Bitcoin has surprised us in the past. So just be mindful of that, and just understand that we're not quite out of the woods yet, but I think we're almost there. We're getting very close. It just feels like we're ready to kind of get right back on track here soon. All right, so hopefully you found benefit here. Of course, I know this is the greatest analysis. I just like to try to shoot you straight, and sometimes there's just days with trading that things don't work out the way you want it to, and that's all right. You got to pick up the pieces and keep moving forward, right? So hopefully, again, you learned something here today. If you want to learn more, become a CryptoCache team member here, essentially. Link in the description below. CryptoCache.tech is the website, and I look forward to getting to know you better. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you.